Hey, all you Splinterheads, welcome back. Bronze Dragon coming at you saying thanks for dropping by. I appreciate your time. With that said, I'm coming at you for a quickie tonight. There has been a lot of stuff going on this week, and you should reference my last video if you don't know what's going on and what has happened, what was announced on Monday. But with that said, through the weekend, there were several pre-proposals up, and part of our weekend Saturday morning stand-up, some people had asked me what my feelings were on the pre-proposals, and I said, hey, I hadn't read them yet. I was going to read them and do a video on it and express, my feelings. Well, since everything's been going on and I did a video on what happened Monday, some of those pre-proposals had failed. But today, one made it through, and there's one up for voting today that you're going to have to pay attention to and vote however you feel. This was one of the pre-proposals, but what happens was they changed it. The guy who put it in changed it. So let's take a look at it. And obviously you can see this available right here under active, and we'll go ahead and write to the link. And there's a link on that page, and I will also include it for reference in the show notes if you want to just directly check it out. Okay, so this is from a poster named Imno. And if you read his pre-proposal, we'll come down to the bottom here. As he highlights, everything below this is no longer part of the proposal because he changed the way he worded it to match with what Matt had expressed during the meeting on Monday. It was more of an announcement. It was a meeting because he went through and he answered a bunch of questions and everything. But the original proposal basically read that you would burn cards, burn BCX to be able to buy Rift Watchers packs. Okay, and then commons were worth a certain amount, and rares were worth a certain amount, epics and so forth. And then you would just get Rift Watchers packs in exchange for that. Well, that's changed. So the way he reads it, the way it reads now, and let me go ahead and just read what he says so that I don't put any words into his mouth. So, okay, he says, thank you to all who supported or at least entertained my proposal. It was good to interact with so many of you about it. I like Matt's proposal, but to me, Matt's proposal is not a small tweak to mine, but an entirely separate idea with an entirely different impact on morale and the card economy. And when you hear about it, or when you hear the details, you would have to agree, or I agree, that it's a completely different idea. It kind of does the same thing, but in a different way, and might have a much different effect on morale, like he notes here, and the overall feeling across the game. But we'll see. We'll get into that. So he goes on to say, it's clear to me, though, that my proposal would not be possible to implement in time, and I don't want to put that pressure on the team, so I'm changing it to match Matt's suggestion. I asked him for new text, but he's been understandably busy, so I'm just going to copy his comment up here and add one tweak, and say that this is the new proposal. Hopefully we can revisit the original proposal on a future set, as I believe it has merit. Now, this is if you attended the town hall on Monday, this previous Monday, this is one of the things Matt had talked about, amongst other things. So he goes on or Matt says, overall, a great idea and proposal. I'm going to suggest going about this in a slightly different way, though, which should achieve a similar result, tons of cards being burned. Ever since the success of our 5-year anniversary DEC burning event back in May, I have wanted to do something like that again, and I think this is a perfect opportunity for that. So I propose that Splinterlands does another burning event that works pretty much exactly the same way as the last one, except that players burn cards instead of DEC. The company can provide titles and other prizes like we did last time, but we don't have it as much available now to give out. So I would propose to the DAO that some of the Riftwatcher packs that are being given to it as part of the daily burn be made available as prizes for the promotion. He goes on to say, I expect that the Dow will receive something around 150K Rift Watchers packs in total from the daily burns, which was a surprise to me, the number-wise. So I'm thinking that the proposal could be for the Dow to allocate 50 to 100K of those packs for this event as the bulk of the prizes. I can work out the details and math for the amount and types of cards burned that led to a chance of winning a prize, but I expect it will be similar to what you've proposed here. Also, from an implementation perspective, if the packs are set aside for the Dow are used, then we're not under as much of a time crunch, and also by simply doing the burn event again, we can reuse all of that code, so it should be much quicker and easier to implement than if we do something that works differently. And then he goes on to say, let me know your thoughts. If you like my idea and want to edit this proposal, reach out on Discord, and I'm happy to help you with that. Or if you prefer to keep the proposal, that is fine as well. So here we have it. The original proposal was basically burn a certain amount of BCX, whether it's common, rare, etc., for a certain amount of Rift Watchers packs. Okay. This new proposal is going to be another burn event, which, let's be honest, left a bad taste in a certain percentage of the population's mouths. And whoever are the basically whales, the whales get the packs, right? They'll be responsible for buying and burning the BCX of the cards, but they also get the packs. So with that said, I voted against it. You might say, hey, Bronze Dragon, why'd you vote against it? We have a ton of penny cards on the market. Yes, we do. But if this came before me after Land 1.5 hit, and Land 1.5 had been out for a month or two, and I was able to judge the effect on the market Land 1.5 had, then I might have voted differently. But that's not then, and this is now, right? So I would prefer to see what happens after Land 1.5 hits to the card market, then have both of these basically hit at the same time, okay? So it is my feeling that Land 1.5 will heavily affect the available cards on the market and push the prices up. Is that a buy, sell, trade revelation? No. I mean, we've all been talking about it for months and months, right? But when you look at the number of cards that are needed for land, it can't help but push those prices up. And when you look at the market, I looked at the market, and there's about 30 cards or so, 24 to 30 cards that are in that 1 penny to 2 penny range, right? And then after that, and most of those are the older rewards cards, right, that had a lot produced, right? So my point there is there's a lot of volume of those particular cards, but when you get outside of that, there's not a whole lot. You start getting into Chaos Legion and stuff, which are going to probably be one of the biggest cards volume-wise put on land. So either way, I voted no, just because I think I'd rather see the effect of Land 1.5 before I go voting on this. Now, furthermore, I don't think I'm going to be taking part in another burn event. So for me, I put a lot of money into the first event. I walked away empty-handed. Okay, so the overall goal was to help the infrastructure, right? Yeah, and I did a video on that. It's like buying a lottery ticket, right? And I'm fine with that, and I didn't go online and start railing about it and everything. I understand, you buy a lottery ticket, you lose, right? But it was basically the big spenders got all the prizes. It's a pay-to-win game, right? So with that said, I won't be supporting that. First of all, I don't have enough cards myself. Any cards I buy, I'm going to be put to use, whether it's on land or whether it is to strengthen my deck now. Because the other thing is, if this passes and you have all these cards leaving the market, all the cards, the prices are just going to escalate and escalate and escalate. And you say, well, hey, Bronze Dragon, that's the point. Right, to people that are holding a lot of cards. But what about the new people that are coming into the game? And all of a sudden you have to pay $2 a BCX for a insert cheap card here. That's going to push people away, right? So I think there should be a certain amount of cards in the infrastructure to be very approachable and cheap. That's my opinion. Now, would I like to see the value of my overall collection go up? Sure, who wouldn't? But I still think that part of getting new people into the game is having some cards that are relatively cheap to buy, and not have everything, just, throw hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars in just to play in silver or something like that, which is what I had to do. Either way, those are my feelings. If you think I'm wrong, or if you think I'm right, tell me in the comments. And if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. I hope everyone on your side is happy and healthy, and I will see you on the flip side.